Hello, everyone. This is Josiah again. Here is another section of Each One Teach One. I am here to go straight to the point and to tell you a few things and let you understand what I've been working on. And I really encourage everyone that's been following what I've been doing online lately. I don't know, for some reason, I find myself um, getting in touch with some of the stuffs that I hear from vloggers like Franklin, what am I, Blazit, uh, Virtue Grace, and many of them, Dynamite, um, Dr. Mumbi, and the rest of them. And every time I listen to them, I hear the same story. Their contents are being taken down or censored, which simply means that civil rights are being infringed on a regular basis. And I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. I wanted to let them know that this is gonna get worse, and as much as we want to deny it, and I really appreciate the wonderful work they're doing, and I appreciate having being able to listen to them and being from listening to them, I was motivated to do my bit by contributing my skill sets and trying to contribute my skill sets in the movement. And now what I'm seeing is the fact that they are in denial of recognizing the fact that what they are trying to achieve is in contravention with what the masses wanted or the oppressors wanted. So the preference will be for anybody to do nothing, for black folks to do nothing, like Franklin said. And I understand that. So the where I come from is where the technical aspect of it is concerned. My motive is to be able to trigger in their heart to recognize that how powerful the fronts that they have in being able to move people through this medium that they control. Now, this is a rare opportunity that you can only have once in a lifetime. And it happens that we have this little window in the turn of the millennium that allows people like us to be able to command this authority from our little rooms or places or space, reaching out to millions of people. This has never been done before by an individual, but the social media and all the networks that we have made it possible. With COVID-19 as a driver of technology, we can see more of this happening. However, there's going to be a continued censorship in order to put a balance in the governance that's in every society. Now, for black people, as we've been talking about this for so long, we talk a lot about what we want and desire, but we lack the action to move forward. I have always demonstrated through my illustration and analogy of the image in the mirror. The image in the mirror is what you are looking at, it's your face. See, you have your two eyes, and you have your nose, and your mouth, and your ears. So your left eye is controlled by your right brain, which is the lobe, the cerebellum. That's what controls it, and the left brain controls the right one. So your left eye is pretty much your culture, and your right eye is the politics, the governance, how people rule themselves, and all that stuff. And then you have your nose. Your nose is your spiritual. Okay. For instance, when you close the senses of perception, we have five of them, but there's also a sixth one, which we'll talk about later. So now, when you kind of close your ears and your eyes, you'll feel that there's more stimulus coming to your nose. So more of the stimulus seems to be coming to your nose, and you respond. You potently respond to those stimulus. So you have a strong propensity to respond to those stimulus because the other senses are closed out. So your spiritual is your nose. It's very important for you to understand this. And then when you close your ears, your eyes, your nose, you can still talk, okay? But when you close your ears, your ears, your eyes, your nose, you can still talk. But when you cannot see anything new, you cannot talk of anything new because you haven't seen anything new. So it's very important to keep the eyes open, okay? However, you can exist when you close all the other senses, but when you close your mouth, I've never seen any animal in the world that can live with the mouth sealed. So that's something for you to think about. So your mouth now becomes the source of the action, your thoughts, and whatever that you're thinking, or whatever idea that you have, to put it into action, it has to come through as the sound, the word that you put out. It goes into the sound that people can understand, and it can translate to an event. That event can be worked on and to become something. It could become a building, it could become an engine, it could become anything else. So that's how humans animate objects. So it's very powerful for us to understand all these tools. In other words, what I'm trying to say is you cannot achieve the goal of the Africa that we want if we don't put all these things together: the culture, the spiritual, the political system, and then the technology. They have to go hand in glove for us to achieve what we need. Like I said before, and I say it again, there's gonna be a clamp down on the way we communicate online, especially for those who are trying and fighting for the independence, so that they could be equal to others. There's nothing wrong with self-preservation and reliance and being able to do for oneself. However, we live in an unfair world where people are very wicked, and the rule of the game is that the winner takes the lion's share. That's always been the rule of the game. It's never fair to anyone. Now, there need to be some kind of intelligence in order for us to move forward. So, with all the obstacles in the way, with most of our YouTubers who are commanding and championing a lot of minds, decolonizing minds, don't think that nobody's watching you. A lot of people watching you, trying to figure out what you're doing. And now they will clamp down in due time. But if we move really fast at this time to build our own platforms, starting with an application that will allow you to communicate effectively and efficiently with nobody else looking into it, then moving forward to something an alternative to YouTube, and then moving forward to a freelancer website where our youths can go on there and showcase their skill sets and get work and possibly become a workforce for the West. These are the phases and the levels of application that we have to undertake to accomplish it. In order to support this statement, I have opened up a GoFundMe project so that people can fund the project so we can start building these things. And I'm not just here to talk. I've already have an application that's working. It's an Android version, and we need an iOS version of it. The application will allow you to do a whole lot of stuff. And more especially for the vloggers, your subscribers can now easily send that money to you without that money percentage coming out of that account through Patreon or YouTube or PayPal or whatnot. I think it's imperative for us to come together and work as one. I've sent many emails to some of you guys. I understand because you don't know me. It will be difficult to respond or try to. And again, you are busy, and it will be difficult for you to take that time to look into the information that I'm sending, because the days are wicked. You never know what somebody's doing. However, we do have a team. We're a company out here in South Carolina, Colombia. My team is spread across the globe. Majority are in Africa. And that is how we want to keep it. We want to make sure it's the Africans that are building the product that they need to move forward and crack the code in the new millennium, and open the doorways for our youth to showcase their skill set and start building the motherland. Nobody's going to build the motherland but you. If you sit there and cross your fingers or hand or legs and wait for a white person to change the world for you or Africa for you, it ain't gonna happen. The China man is not gonna do the same. He's not gonna do anything for you. They're gonna do the same thing they've been doing over the years. What they do is they play to be Pacific or to become pacifists, and then they come in and encroach all nooks and crannies of the country that they're in to get what they want. So in 20 or 30 years from today, if Africa allowed China to keep doing what they're doing, it's going to be lost. It's going to be a lost cause for the Africans. So Africa will lose that land if they don't recognize their talent and take advantage of them. One of the ways that I think Africa can become an IQ economy is by decolonizing the youths. They have to start that as soon as possible through education. The Western education is good, but we have to recognize the the manner by which those they constructed that education is pretty much for us to keep the numbers and supply resources to them, which is pretty much based on theory as opposed to practicality. But moving forward, Africa should engage in an education that enriches its people, education that allows critical thinking and allows somebody to challenge the status quo, which is lacking currently in the today's educational system, where you are required to quote another person and you are required to keep saying what another person had said without actually going outside the box to come up with something new. In the 20th century, we have a level playing field, which is in technology. I encourage all Africans to trust one another and continue educating themselves. Those who discipline themselves will be able to teach themselves, and those who cannot teach themselves cannot discipline themselves. We must remember these, and also remember that no other person, no other group of people are better than you. You are as good as God had made you, and the opportunities that are in your life that you can meet, and wonderful things that formulates the experiences you have are there for you and you alone. You are a unique person, and you have to keep pushing forward. Now, at this point, I wanted to bring attention to the need for us to reach out to our youths because they are all that we got. I cannot say enough of this advantage and as well as the disadvantage. The way we communicate instructions to them is very imperative to do it right now to free their mind from the colonial enslavement, thinking that anything that's not black is bad and anything that's black is good. So we have to encourage them to that self-confidence have to be something that will come from inside. We have to help them and we have to drill them to gain the technology that they need to move to the next level. And there's a template that I have developed to do that. If anybody's interested in that, I'm more than happy to circulate that document. And for this live section, I pushed it out because I wanted to create the awareness therein for the GoFundMe account that I opened up for the project, which will allow us to gain and have an application, a mobile application with features that will help us to secure our information, the features that will help us to send money, and features that will help us to be more careful in the storage space. If you want to be able to do your own thing, you have to do it in an intelligent manner. So let's start talking about what we can build as an alternative in our community to support our people and to help us reach our goal. I thank you guys for listening to me. I know the broadcast was quite impromptu. I didn't plan it, but I wanted to get it out there. I'll leave the link below for the GoFundMe account. More especially, the reason why this is being made is just for the program, the project that we have in hand for the GoFundMe. I want all of you guys to go out there and support what we're doing, and do not think that we're doing it because we there's nothing else to do. It's because of the cries of our brothers, the struggles that they're going through, and the need to do this to showcase what that we can build for ourselves. You know, we want to support Dr. Arikana Chuambori in what her agenda is. We want to be able to show that we can do this if we all can come together and support this little project. Then it simply means that whatever the doctor is talking about could be accomplished. I hope you guys get the message that I'm committing in your hands here. Go to that website and supporting it. If you haven't subscribed to Each One Teach One, go ahead and subscribe and like, share, and share, and share. Till next time, thank you guys again. Each One Teach One is here to touch lives and change lives. Take care and bye bye.